Good afternoon. We are going to speak on an important subject today, English language in Sri Lanka. We know that 1505 Portuguese came to Sri Lanka. Subsequently, after 150 years, Holland or Dutch presence were to be seen. They sent back the Portuguese and they invaded our country. After a 150 years period, British invaded our country. 1815, Sri Lanka was under British Empire. Portuguese, main language Portuguese, it did not have much influence on our lives, though there are few words to be found in our language. It's mixed with our language. Its culture also did not have a strong influence on our lives. Subsequently, Dutch presence also did not have a strong influence. English, 1815, conquered the whole country. Then English set up kacheris, started helping people to receive high education, and trade relations were improved with foreign countries, and government administrative mechanism was completely under English language. Then once we gained independence in 1948, we could understood what had happened. British left this country. Even at the point of leaving this country, only 5% of people could speak in English. From then onwards, up to the 2022, we have been struggling to pick up English. Where we went wrong? Some people say, why we want English? Why we can't work in Sinhala? That is hypocrisy. They are going to hoodwink us, because nobody loves Sinhala language. I can prove that. You see, wherever you go, some Sinhala people want to completely remove important, valuable Sinhala words from the language. You don't find nowhere in this country say Mame Nande. They only use auntie, uncle. This is the situation in our country. If somebody trample your leg, if somebody step on your leg by mistake, what would they say? They never say Samavenna. They say sorry, sorry. Why we come to this plight? Our people are suffering from inferiority complex. Our people are solemn-headed, high-minded. They never respect people. Our culture, our religion, our background never teach to love people. They love only their personal interest, their religion leaders, and their disciples. What has been happening now? Fortunately, unfortunately, 1956, Bandaranaike, SWRD Bandaranaike, introduced Sinhala-only policy. This is, everybody knows why he did that. He wanted to win the heart of majority of Sinhalese. As a result of that, everything converted into Sinhala. After a certain period, after a few years, Sinhala language was used everywhere. English language was on the decline. Though Bandaranaike and their family introduced the Sinhala language in Sri Lanka as the major language, principal language of the country, their children were taught in English schools, their children were sent to England. This is what is happening all over the world. And under colonialism, we got most valuable thing was English language. Today, there are no trained English teachers. Today, the most difficult thing is that how we can impart knowledge to children, because world literature, scientific researches, latest news, straightway, if they come into our hands, it is in English. Now, there is a problem. What kind of problem we have? How to improve the stand of English? We see that VIPs such as prime ministers, including presidents, ministers, chief ministers, they are not in a position to converse in English. When they are going to deliver a lecture at a press conference, they get stuck. Why it is happening? This is happening just because of our fault, because of these people's self-interest. Our people are very selfish. For a short sight policies are pursuing. They are pursuing short sight policies. As a result, we lost that opportunity. We could not follow other nations. India set an example to Asia. They are now have been pursuing a goal. They have come to a higher standard in terms of education in the world. They have set up private schools. The intellectuals migrate to other countries. All these things are happening because their education has improved to a higher degree. We want to say all over the country there are English classes, but these classes are taught in Sinhala medium. If any language is taught in that, if two languages are used, if they give the priority for their own language, it will be an unproductive effort. It will be unsuccessful. They will never learn English. That is what is happening in this country now. Very difficult to find a person who can deliver a lecture in English, who can draft a letter in English properly. The main other thing is that when you send your children to an international school, including British Council, their time is very limited. They might tell you, go home and practice. If somebody has the opportunity to practice at home, why they want to come to British Council? Why they want to go to Royal College? Those teachers, we understand, are sometimes highly proficient in subject matters, not of course practical applications. This is also a problem. They might be describing elaborately subject matter, predictive predications, what do you call these, adjectives, adverbs, idiomatic expressions, active voice, passive voice. That itself won't do. They are also, you are getting only subject matters. Then you had better go to a bookshop and buy a book. Their subject matters are available. How do you get the training? Training is available. You must be studying under a proficient teacher who is in a position to speak to you at length for an unlimited length of time with you straight way, and you should be given a chance to speak and exchange ideas with him without any form of interruption. It is not happening in this country. So we like to place before you the plight of English language today. My belief is that we are going to continue this delivery further, part by part. At the first stage of that, how English language was introduced to this island, how it had been practicing, and at its present state, we must understand it. The one thing is that there was a period in the country, those who know English properly, those who were proficient in English language, they were given special privileges. They had all sorts of facilities in the country, and they could migrate to a foreign country at once. Today also this is available to these facilities are available to a certain extent. Up to magistrate courts are functioning in Sinhala. Beyond that, English language to be used. Well, I have been describing you what had been happening in this country in the past and at present state of affairs and what we could do. Only thing is that if you are suffering from stage fright and what do you call, if you have been having your own problems, getting excited when you are going to deliver a lecture and all, you will have to first of all have a guidance, practice under a proficient teacher for some time. Then you will be able to do your job without any hesitation. This is the first part of English language. I am going to wind up this part of speech for the time being today and supposed to continue this at a later stage. Thank you.